Now, another very common question that people like to ask, especially newer people or people that are just now entering into the competitive scene in Madden, is they want to know how many defensive formations should I use? Because they'll get on Twitch TV and they'll see all these high level pro Madden players. They'll stick in one formation the whole game and they think, man, should I be doing that? Maybe they're the type of player that all they've known is they've gone through multiple different formations to match the personnel with whatever the offense is doing. They're conflicted. So once they see high level players start playing a certain way, they start thinking that's automatically the best way for them to play. So that's where the confusion comes in. They don't know what to do. Now, I would give specific instructions or advice of what I would recommend them to do if I know exactly how you play, because seeing how someone plays can lean you towards, okay, this person's better suited for doing X, Y, and Z, not that other thing over there. So, but for many people, you don't know. So this is the advice that I give for people when they ask the question of how many defensive formations should I use. I say, however many formations you're comfortable using, you're confident using at a high level to stop everything that you may go against. Now, let me bring more clarity into this. So, growing up in my, youth and playing Madden and climbing up the tiers of being a better Madden player, I was one of the guys that I matched personnel with every with what the offense was doing. If they came out in a bigger set, I was in a 4-3. If they went 3 wide receivers, I was a nickel. 4 wide receivers, I was a dime, and so on and so forth. I would say I was comfortable doing that, but it was a naive comfortability. I was comfortable in the fact that it had become a routine for me to match personnel. But once I really dug in and audited myself, I'm looking inside right here. Once I looked inside and audited my own self and my own gameplay, I didn't master all these formations. I didn't master cover 3 from all these formations. I didn't master cover 2 from all these formations. I didn't have every single blitz set up perfectly down, memorized. I didn't have every feasible way of stopping the run from all of these formations memorized. I didn't have it. I was just going willy-nilly. It was just comfortable for me just to know, I'm matching personnel. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that kind of lulled me to sleep. Then around Madden 09, I started experimenting in, the typical Madden Pro way of staying in one formation the entire time. For the most part, staying in a base formation. And in Madden 09, Madden 10, Madden 11-ish, for me, that was 4-3 normal. I had mastered the 4-3 normal inside and out. I had it, knew it like the back of my hand. The cover 3, 4-3 normal, like it was my whole thing. So I played pretty much 90% of the game from 4-3 normal. The thing was, I was able to match everything the offense was doing personnel wise, because I understood at that point in time, in that era of Madden, speed was the end all be all for defense. That's what everyone was preaching. Speed was the end all be all. But you may be saying, man, if speed's the end all be all, why are you playing 4-3? You got 3 linebackers. What are you talking about? I had discovered and realized that speed didn't matter if you didn't play man coverage. And here's the thing about those Maddens, Madden 9, 10, 11, those were man-heavy pro player games. Like, that's what the pro player were doing. They were in man coverage damn near the whole game. So for them, speed mattered. But for me, blazing my own path, I was using a team that didn't have fast corners, so man coverage wasn't good for me anyway. I would get torched playing man with my team anyway. So I figured out a way to make it work with zone. And with zone, especially at that point in time in that era of Madden, speed doesn't matter. It didn't matter. So I was able to play the 4-3. That's for anyone that is wondering why. But also, I mastered the 4-3 inside and outside. But I also would have what I would call blitz plays or specialized plays, where if it was like a third and long or a situation where I knew you were passing, I would break out the blitz packages from who knows whatever formation I had labbed and worked out. I had plays from nickel, I had plays from dime, I had plays from quarter to get after the quarterback. But all that required me to do was I mastered the 4-3. That was where I played most of the games from. And then I would master those specific plays. Think about if you only had to master, if you only ran under smoke 2 from this nickel normal. If that is your play, or if you ran under smoke 2, and then you ran over storm brave. Those were your 2 plays to get after the quarterback from nickel normal. Then you paired that with quarter, and then you had DB strike 1. And then you had maybe under smoke or FC 3 sky. Those were your plays. So I would master one main formation, and then I would have maybe another 15 blitz package plays. So that would allow me to stay completely comfortable no matter what for 90% of the game, and I could handle every situation. I could play the entire game for 4-3 normal if I wanted to. But then I would have these plays for, specialized situations. So I've gone over, how my thoughts on sticking with, matching personnel and what my thoughts were with, sticking in one formation mainly. This is where I am right now while I'm making this video. And again, there's only three ways to think about this. The 2 I mentioned before, and then this last one. Work on mastering 3 main formations, or a very limited amount of formations that handle every situation you will ever be in. Now, for me, I look for what's my base defense. Now, what am I gonna play 70% of the games in? 70% of my opponents. How am I gonna play them? I have one formation like that can handle, the run, the pass equally well. Like I can be dominant from all angles in. And at the time of making this video, that for me is nickel normal. I can do so many things. I can change personnel. I can have that defense like the back of my hand. I will know everything about it. But there are weaknesses to it. And so you have that base defense, but you'll also have a run defense as your second formation. Now it depends on whatever formation, however you want to play it. And like you could be nickel normal, 4-3 normal, 4-3 under, 1 of the 3 4s, whatever. Whatever you feel comfortable, it could be bear. Whatever you feel comfortable at suffocating the run. You'll know they aren't running the ball on this formation. I don't care what they do. I will master that in and out. It will be a 100% run defense mastery from that formation. They may be able to pass the ball on it, but that's going to be the only way they move the ball on that formation. So I now have my base formation, I have my run defense formation, and then I have what I call my no-fly zone formation, which is completely optimized to take care of the pass. I don't care about the run. It's the no-fly zone defense. So it may be, nickel 335 wide. It could be dime. It could be dollar. Whatever it is, it's just another formation that's optimized the opposite of the run. What's my go-to formation when I know you're airing it out? I know you don't like to run. I know that if you're gonna beat me, it's not gonna be through the air in this formation. You're gonna have to run the ball. So that way I have 3 formations, or 4 depending on what's going on, that are completely optimized. So those are 3 different ways to think about it. It just depends on what you want to do. Those are just 3 different thought processes that I've gone in and out throughout the journey of my entire Madden career, which has started since Madden 03, been in the community since Madden 06. So, rehashing one last time so you guys completely understand. The first way you possibly could go is to match personnel. Whatever the offense comes out in, match personnel to match them. It's a very simple way, but you don't have any mastery in doing that. But it's a good way to stay, tit for tat with the offense. Way number 2, have a main base defense, but have a blitz package from various other formations. That's a way that you're able to master a formation, but still throw some dirt in there, throw some curveballs at your opponent, some things that they might not be used to. So, and the third way is to have 3 formations or multiple formations that are specifically optimized to take care of any situation that you may fall in. Those are my 3 ways that I would present to you going forward in the question of how many defensive formations should I use.